weird. That's weird, that is. That's Norfolk. Weird. That's weird. Faux Norfolk accent. We're all weird here. Now, what was it they said when they came in the pub? We're all gay. We're all gay. They came. That's how they announced themselves. When they came to Sheringham, my homeboys. That's weird. Anyway, wind it back. I just googled how old was Facebook, just out of curiosity, because I worked in tech 21 years ago, and I was just wondering how things might have progressed in that time. It's a joke. I was just like, I just got triggered that question. And then I thought, so 17 years apparently. So I worked in tech 21 years ago. I'm now an adult. And Facebook's not even its 18th birthday yet. La 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 la. So I got a key to the door, actually. I'm mocking, you know I am teasing. And then I had to Google how old is MySpace, because MySpace is what everyone used, if anyone remembers, before Facebook. And then suddenly Facebook came along, and everyone switched over from MySpace to Facebook. I didn't want to do it at the time. You can go through the data, because mate of mine said, oh yeah, Facebook. So I like Facebook, it's too clinical, because it was obviously YouTube, you'd got your wall and jazzed it up. And Facebook, it's like, what the hell is this? I don't like it. It's like, oh yeah, well, you can do a similar sort of thing, really. It's not changed though, isn't it? But apparently MySpace is 17 years too. Is that true? I don't know. I don't understand that. I'm sure MySpace was going for more years than Facebook. Well, I suppose. I mean, Facebook was not public originally, was it? Well, it wasn't, was it? So maybe it was going to the same amount of time. I don't know. How queer is that? That is queer. That's a queer bit of information, queer bit of knowledge, queer awareness. I was Bambi Cool on on MySpace. I call myself Bambi Cool. That's the gayest thing ever, isn't it? That's tragic. That is so tragic. Roll with me. That was to do with the Sex Pistols song Who Killed Bambi. I don't know Bambi Cool though. I think it was with a K, just because I couldn't think of anything more tragically Nancy Spungen or whatever. Cool with a K, Kool-Aid. What was the other one that kids all then? So I use MySpace. I use other I'm sure like forums over the time. Some of the others I delved into. Some was I don't know. There's only so many forums you can get used to. But I do actually remember that, the switch to Facebook from MySpace. It's probably still. I was dragging my heels. I'm going to be honest. Bebo. That was one, wasn't it? That was later, I think. Well, how was Bebo? I need to check. I can't video around. I can actually. Let me go on here. Let's see how old Bebo is. And Penguin Club. I wasn't in Penguin Club. Apparently, my daughter, because my sons used to use it, I think. My daughter said it was just literally paedophiles trapping children. And I said, don't be so stupid, because I wasn't quite so internet savvy at that point. Right, where's Google here? Look. How old? What are we Googling? Oh, there's different Google News on this one. How exciting is that? Does it change on a time? It's like, because sometimes you flip in and suddenly it flips away. There must be a time, like, swap over, like every 30 minutes. It's not that much. Like, that's probably different for everyone anyway. What am I asking? How old's Bieber? How old is Bieber? Bieber type of business founded January 05. 16? I can't do the maths. Why don't you just give me an answer? Fucking hell. Contemporary Christian musician from Columbus, Georgia. That's different, right? Oh, God. Private. Founded January 2000. Why don't you just give me a straight answer? Oh, shit with maths. What year is it now? 2021. So that's 16, isn't it? Founded. When was it invented? When was Bieber invented? See, Google's amazing. 2005. Huh? Bieber was well known for being one of the most successful social networking sites in the United Kingdom. Where happened to Bieber? Bieber. Is Bieber a dating site? Probably. That was a kids one, wasn't it, though? Before Snapback came along and ruined everything. It's what's been a thing, you know. Bieber's back as founder reveals plans to take on Facebook, a new type of social network. 16 years. What is Bieber? What is Bieber? Bieber for Dummies? Dummies guys are amazing. Used to give them out. The software training place. Before I got pregnant. I think it would have been a child. I don't know if there's any way we could have worked that out, even if it wasn't just a story I made up. I don't think. I've definitely been a paedophile there. What's a good question to ask? What's the best social networking site? And how old is it? What? So, okay, now I'm going to ask. What social network is the oldest? Confirm. Honestly, Google HQ love me. The world's oldest surviving condom. Look. Can you see? What social network is the oldest? Confirm. And it's honestly, Google needs a smack in the what's it called? Not tower, because that's what a computer is a tower, isn't it? What's it called? Not generator. What's the boss one called, AD? What's the boss computer called? Fucking hell. It needs kicking one of them anyway. The world's oldest surviving condom. Interview. Oh, God. I'm going to have to Google that. It's obviously that's... Honestly. I remembered without having to Google it. Look. It's a server. So, and what's above a server? What's all the stacked ones called? Is that just the king server? Like a Cobra, maybe. I don't know. When they all stack them up and put in a big room. Is that the cloud? What's it called? What do they call them big rooms? Or are they just filled with jam? Like the old telephone exchanges. I can't be bothered to Google it. I know they're a thing. There must be something bigger than that as well. It must be like... Is the cloud actually just a massive warehouse? Is this why we have to move to Texas or wherever you've gone now? It's like, because you have to literally build over the whole desert and fill up literally acres and acres and acres and acres and acres and acres and acres of hangars with servers. Fucking hell. Is this all my fault? I still need to know which the oldest social network. Which? Oldest social. It's come up. I've got which is the oldest social, and it's come up with which is the oldest social media platform. What do we want to know? I'm going to put social network. And then, which is the first social network? It's now come up with the first social networking site, which is probably what I originally wanted to ask. I'm going to put first social network though. Google's for shit. The first recognisable social media site, 6 Degrees, was created in 1997. It enabled users to upload a profile, make friends with other users. 1999, the first blogging sites became popular, creating a social media sensation that's still popular today. That's apparently the first social network. Which is the first social network? See, that's not true, is it? That's bare facts, that's not true. That's the first social media network. Timeline of social media. History of social media. First social media. This is now says the first one's born in 1997. 6 Degrees. I thought that said 90. Nice. See, I'm thick as shit. That did say 97. I'll get my days mixed up. Social networking site. Evolution of social media. I said social networking. Can you imagine some child, top 50 social networks, doing their like homework, asked about social networking, like, because it's just networking within the social environment, isn't it? Like going to the pub is a social network. Your social network, the network you're socialising. Okay, first social. So media. First social media network. Should be the same thing really, shouldn't it? No. The first social media network is Friendster. In terms of modern social media, Friendster was the very first popular social network. It was founded in 2002. Blah, 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 blah. Mostly from Asia. What social media was before Facebook? MySpace. Who created the first social media platform? 6 Degrees. 1997. When's Friendster? 2002. I'm confused now. See? I've got like maths dyslexia. So what's the best social media site? I know these are just these aren't true facts, are they? They're just like people's opinions. Top social media, these amazing sites. Instagram. I used to be on IG. I liked it for a bit. I just got locked out of it, so I couldn't be bothered to set up a new account. I lost the password. So, IG, YouTube number 2, Facebook number 3, Twitter number 4, TikTok number 5. I've never been on TikTok. Pinterest I have, number 6. Snapchat, number 7. I've been on Snapchat briefly. Because I was lured in by a pervert I met on the internet, on Facebook I think actually. He said, have you got Snapchat? Well, I didn't have. Get it so I can talk to you. No, not. I think it was actually on Tinder. Got it snapped back at all. because I like to. So what was the first stat? So that was the first social media network. What was the other one that came up? What was the first history of social media timeline? Let's go into that. I've forgotten the other question now. This is a wiki one. Yeah. Oh God, there's too much to read there. 1970s actually. Let's read that. The Plato system. Early forms of social media with notes, Plato's message form application, term talk, instant messaging feature, Talkomatic, perhaps the first online chat room, sourced, blog, blah, Usenet. I can see the idea of Usenet. 1979. University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, Duke University, established in 1980. 1980. Operating system, relay chat, bulletin board system, BBS. I don't think it's BBM, I know. BlackBerry Messenger Service. The Whale, established in 1985, oldest still operating online communities. Its name is an acronym for Whole Earth Electronic Link, coined with Stuart Brand, creator of the Whole Earth Catalogue. That sounds like Illuminati to me. Various notable social media platforms, 90s. So this is literally 20 years in. Facebook. Developed and released. Blogging began. Instant messaging platforms. AOL. Instant Messenger, AOL. AIM. AOL. Instant Messenger. And Windows Live Messenger became increasingly popular. Wiki is launched in 2001. 2010, many social media platforms remained and are thriving. New ones appearing sporadically. This includes popular blogs, instant messaging servers, various social networking platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, MySpace. That's gone black, so that's probably not being used. Well, Facebook's black as well. There's not a hyperlink to Facebook or MySpace. LinkedIn, Snapchat and Twitter. Maybe Wiki hate Facebook. Is that true? With advances in smartphone technology, almost all social media networks have a very mobile app, unless Mark's taking it out because he hates all the hate mail. people jumping through hyperlinks. Is there a Facebook wiki page? Oh God, there probably is. Why I'm distracting myself. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I need to know because this came up the other day because I said I was like Linux. I think it's an operating system, isn't it? Rather than a code. Let me just... What is Linux? It's an operating system. I was right. Linux operating system. Oh, fucking hell, not a penguin club. Linux kernel operating system kernel first released in 17th, 1990 by Linus Torvalds. Linux typically patched with Linux distribution. Linux Foundation. Noom software. What is Linux and why is it used? Linux is an open source operating system, OS. An operating system is the software that directly manages the system's hardware and resources like CPU, memory, storage, IOS. Sits between application and hardware, makes it the connections between all software and physical resources to do the work. I know. What is Linux? What is Linux in simple words? It's an operating system. It's not as big as Windows. It's not as... I don't know if it is. Is it? Well, like, who uses Linux? I was going to say who uses Linux? Professionals, probably. Linux is a Unix-like open source community developed operating system of computers, servers, mainframes. Mainframes, is that what they're called? The stacks. It is, isn't it? Because it comes after servers. Getting around me. Computer servers, mainframes, mobile devices. I might be wrong though, I think that's right. Embedded devices. They're supported on almost every major computer platform. including x86, ARM and SPARC, making it one of the most widely supported operating systems. What are the benefits of Linux? People don't know how to hack it? I don't know. Facilitates the powerful support of networking. The client-server systems can be easily set to Linux system. Foods, various command line tools. Well, that's probably... You probably mix them around, wouldn't you? I think you would. Oh, Java point. Java's coding, isn't it? Dear, what? Are easy to catch from where they're not. Comes back to that. You'd probably switch around with your operating systems if you had a half a brain, wouldn't you? I don't know. There must be like a. There mustn't be. I don't know. There would be. Would there be? Like in a fuse box. Like what's it called? Not the house switch. When it flips, you just have to pick it back up again. You should be able to do that and just flip between systems every like. Just do it like that. You just go like a strobe. So nobody better hack it down, would they? Yeah, free definitely. And they go like As long as the hackers didn't get one that matched it and eventually caught up. I mean, science, everything happens like that, doesn't it? I don't really know. She's gone crazy again. What is Linux? We've been through that. I'm going to use who uses Linux. Because I trust Google again now. As long as you ask the right questions. Who uses Linux today? I mean exactly today. Here are the highest profile users of the Linux desktop worldwide. Google, NASA, French Protection Agency, US Department of Defense, CERN. Does anyone still use Linux? Charlie Brown. Maybe I'm not like Linux then. Or maybe I am. I don't know. Who does what? Now I want to know, after seeing the Russians have just hacked, apparently, a load of American, what operating system they use. But if I start Googling what operating system do Russian hackers use, I'll probably get my phone blown up. Linux. Who uses Linux? Reddit. Who still uses Linux? Might not be true though. You wouldn't put that on the internet, would you? You wouldn't get hacked. I don't know how Linux works though. I'm going to just question it. What is Linux written in? C. What languages are Windows, Mac, OS, C, and Linux written in? Stack Overflow. I was just wondering who knows programming languages Windows, Mac, OS, and Linux are made up from. What languages are used for each part? Top answer: C++. Kernel is in C. Mac Objective-C. Kernel is in C. It's got 305 votes. What is binary, isn't it? I was going to say, what is the oldest code in? I think it is. What is? Wow. Coding language. Well, I put what is the original coding language, and it's come up with what is the first coding language, and it's what the first coding language I should learn. I want to know what is the original coding language. What was? Maybe that'd be more helpful. For Siri. Come on, Siri. How do you break a computer? The first commercially available coding language was Fortran, Formula Translation, developed in 1956. First manual appeared in 1956. First developed in 1954 by a team led by John Backus at IBM. History of programming languages. What was the first coding language? Plancalcal. in 1943. What's the most oldest programming language? Fortran, 1957. That's older though, isn't it? First programming language. The most oldest. When was coding first invented? See, I thought it was Mary Keller, 1964. Computer programming history. Which came first, Python or Java? Is Python the future? Was the easiest coding language? Easiest programming language: JavaScript, Ruby, Python. HTML isn't technically a coding language. CSS, JavaScript, Python, Ruby, Java, PHP, C, C++. Who invented coding? 1883. Here we go. This is why we love the truth. The first computer programming language was created in 1883 when a woman named Ada Lovelace worked with Charles Babbage on his very first early mechanical computer, the analytical engine. Ada Lovelace. We know who she was. She was Byron's love child, I think. She probably managed to invent coding because she was an opium baby, I would have imagined. He was the father of coding. Dennis Ritchie, 1941. Time travel. How does it work? I don't know. Look, he was the father of coding, which was 1883 when Ada Lovelace worked with Charles Babbage and his early mechanical computer. She was the one who did the coding, apparently. If you read that, I don't know if you believe the history though. It's like what is true and what isn't. Apparently he just took the credit. I don't know. It's one of those stories. What language do most hackers use? Python. Is that why it's called a worm? It's object orientated, makes it fast to write, has a bulletin framework and can be used to describe real world objects. Most useful program for ethical hacking. How did coding begin? Morse code. No, it was long before that, wasn't it? When was binary invented? What's the hardest language to learn? Mandarin Chinese. I was told actually it's Gaelic, but I'm not going to argue. It's different people find different things difficult. Who was the first person to code? Ada Lovelace. Computer coding, not just coding. I mean, people have coded all the world, haven't they? Do hackers use VPN? What's a good age to start coding? Can Japanese people read Chinese? What is the most stupid question you've ever been asked? There's no such thing as a stupid question. Is coding an engineer? I'm going to see. I just said this. Why do engineers hate agile? In a broad sense, all software engineers are already programmers. They need coding experience to become software engineers. Programming is one of the many skills required to develop software. Also, software engineers also have a broad scope of job responsibilities. Who is the son of computer? Who is the son of the computer? Charles Babbage. Right. What is a coding engineer? Why do engineers hate Agile? Agile fails to deliver as promised by the Agile Manifesto. In engineering-driven development, Agile also makes technical debt inevitable, as teams need to deliver each sprint, preferably in a way that commitment manages velocity to make planning risk and mitigation easy for the management. Why is Agile so bad? I don't know. Why is Agile a waste of time? Is Agile dead? I don't know. Let's see. Can't be dead because I'm reading it. So it's still alive. I don't even know what it is. When should you use Agile? Achieving the goals of Agile has remained so elusive. In fact, Agile has lost all meaning in some quarters and become nothing more than an empty marketing buzzword. I don't know. Is it dead though? I don't even know what it is. It hasn't been born in my world. What is replacing Agile? When should you not use Agile? Time programming of languages. Is this interesting to anyone? Or is it just more problems that I'm creating that you really could do without having to deal with? What is the first computer program language in Apex? Oldest programming language? Fortran. Let's just... How was binary? I just need to ask that. Binary. Binary code. I mean, Roman numerals are sort of coding, aren't they? Fucking hell. In fact, picture writing, what's it called? Not hieroglyphics, although that as well. That's coding, isn't it? And what was the oldest language in the world? Aramaic. That's a code they still can't work out. Google, honestly. Google's such a bunch of bent shit. Code. Modern binary number system goes back to Gottfried Leibniz, 17th century, proposed and developed it as Archiquettes edition, the arithmetique binaire. My French is not good. Leibniz invented the system around 1679 and published it in 1703. He already used the symbol 0 and 1. So binary is French, is it? Chinese? 17th century. 1679, 1703. Gottfried. Chinese invented the binary code. Gottfried Leibniz doesn't sound like a Chinese name. That's crazy, isn't it? Who founded binary? Is binary code still used? What is it in binary? Binary code. 1689. What code in? What's the ticker machines called? Ticker tape thing. What did Babbage use then, Lovelace? What code did Lovelace invent? Algorithm implementation on a computer has often been cited first. The engineer. Oh, the engine was never completed, so the program was never tested. First coder. Made Lovelace.